I'm just gonna kind of walk through the PowerPoint for Monday. So yeah, we're continuing our Jaffrey City project, and so today's agenda, like as a class, we're gonna continue working on these water testing reports. These are gonna be due at the end of Tuesday. So in order to accomplish this, you have to have the water testing uh, worksheet done, which is this document here. Oops, not that. This document. Nope, that one. So the water test reasoning document, this has to be done beforehand. So uh, you should have gone through these with your group. Remember, on Tuesday, your group was supposed to get through round one. That was your goal. When you are finished with round one, up in the top right, you click turn in. I will come in and I'll comment right here, and I'll say like site. I'll be like site 5. Oops, site number 5, and then I'll go phosphate whatever, and then nitrate, whatever, and then I'll go site number 3, phosphate, oops, whatever that is, nitrate, whatever that is. And so I'll make sure that you have all three of the testing sites with your phosphate and nitrate data. Then once you get that back from me, you go to the map and you'll look in here based on your key, and these colors can be different for you. But based on your key, you're going to come in and mark those locations. So I had 1, 3, and 5. And so let's say if 5 was super dirty, like it came back and the phosphates were greater than 2.5, on my color wheel, I would go to, I think this is the right color, save, yeah. And I'll go to 5, and I will click right here. Oops, try that again. This, oops, 8, there we go. And is that the right color? Yeah. And so I'll come in and I'll fill it like that. So I know that this spot here has greater than 2.5 parts per million for the phosphate. With the nitrate number on number 5, I'll come over on this side of the map. Notice that it's circled up here. And so let's say this time it's just red. It's for the nitrate levels were 5 to 25. So I'll come here, I'll take my purple or my red color, and I'll mark it on number 5 there. And then I'll do the same for, let's say number 1 was red over here, and number 3 was yellow. I don't know if this is actually right or not, but I'm just going to choose 3 colors. So those were my phosphate levels for 5, 1, and 3. Over on the right side, my nitrate levels, let's say, were this. So it was 5 to 25 for site number 5. For site number 1, let's say it was 2 to 4.9. And for site number 3, let's say that it was 0 to 1.9 over here for nitrates. Yeah, that wasn't very perfect. There we go. So I know that these 3 locations have these levels of nitrates, and then these 3 locations on the left map have these 3 levels of phosphates. So greater than 2.5, 0.5 to 2.5, and 0 to 1.9. Same over here, 5 to 25, 2 to 4.9, and 0 to 1.9. So those were all for my first testing sites. Then once I get it back, I'm going to go on to round number 2 with my group. I'm going to make sure that all these 3 get filled out. These are 3 different sites, so I might say like, here I noticed that Jaffrey City, just based off the colors that I chose, again, they were completely random, so I don't know if this is right or not. But it looks like Jaffrey Lake is probably a big contributor of phosphates and nitrates because we have high levels over here and we have high levels over here too. But on the other side, the main water treatment facility has really low levels, so 0 to 1.9 and 0 to 1.9 over here. So it has really low levels across both of them. So I could probably say that the city of Jaffrey is a bigger polluter than this main water treatment facility. So I can rule out the main water treatment facility probably as a polluter of this place. And so I want to now spread my numbers or spread my sites away from that location. So I might look over maybe around industry. And so for the next one, I might say, well, I'm going to look at South Jaffrey, which is number 39. I'm going to look at industry, which has 38 close to it, and maybe the East River, number 40. So I'll do 38, 39, and 40 on my next 3. And so I'll come over here. All right, 38, 39, 40. Of course, if I was in a group, I would be discussing this with my group members. In this one, of course, same as before, you're writing your reasoning as to why you want to test 39 and how it connects to phosphates and nitrates. And then you just kind of keep going. Once you get through these three and you fill them out with your reasoning, you're going to turn it in again. I'll send it back to you with the phosphate and nitrate data for 38, for 39, and for 40. You'll come back to your map, go 38, 39, 40, put your phosphate levels in, 38, 39, 40, put your nitrate levels in, and then just come back to here, move on to round 3. So it's just kind of a rinse and repeat cycle for the water or the testing site reasoning document. Once you have this all the way done, and you get your 4th one, I'm going to send it back. So once you get all the way through round 4, you've submitted it, you get your phosphate and nitrate levels for all 3 of these locations. I'm going to send it back to you so that you can then move on to this. So the AMS water testing labs, or the water testing report, more specifically. So in this first question, nitrates and phosphate pollution in lakes often come from the following sources. So connecting to nitrates and phosphates. Common effects of high nitrate and phosphate levels are, so again, go back through looking at nitrates and phosphates. And then this one here, you're going to copy and paste all of your results. So you should have 12 locations. Again, your 12 locations from this. And you should copy over your phosphates and nitrates of both of them. So for instance, for 5, 3, and 1, I would have like site number 5, site number 3, site number 1. And I'll have like phosphate, what did I say it was? Greater than 2.5. So 2.5. And then we have nitrates, which are which are 5 to 25. So I'll write 5 to 20. Do it 5 to 25. 0. And so you're just going to kind of keep that going. If you want to like bold this and make it kind of pop a little bit, you can do that. And so I can quickly see the phosphate level and the nitrate level. And then you probably want to highlight the ones that are most significant or like the most polluted. And as we said before, looking at my site, like the city of Jaffrey is probably one of the most polluted places. And again, I don't know if this is right, but based off what I've told you, it is. And so I'm going to highlight that one since it stands out that way. Okay. So this is all 12 of your locations. You're going to do that for all 12 of them. And then here you're going to write claim, evidence, reasoning. So the AMS Water Testing Corporation has concluded that high levels of phosphates and nitrates in Jaffrey Lake are being caused by, and so your claim is going to be like, I think that let's see, Jaffrey City is contributing to the high levels of phosphates and nitrates in Jaffrey Lake. So here, since I had data for 3 of them, or for just quickly, I had these 3 pieces of data, I would say that Jaffrey Lake, Jaffrey City is the most contributing location to phosphates and nitrate levels in Jaffrey Lake. I may also want to make a claim that maybe the car wash too is a contributor, because it's not great. Like over on the nitrates, it's a little high, but for the phosphate, it's pretty high. So I might say, I think the Jaffrey City and the car wash are contributing to the high levels of nitrates in Jaffrey Lake. So your claim is just the locations that you think are causing pollution, the high levels of nitrates and phosphates in Jaffrey Lake. It can be as many locations as you want. Your evidence, you're going to pull the pieces up here that help you rule out or help you justify why Jaffrey City and the car wash, or whatever your choices are the polluters of that area. So here I might bring down site number 5, because site number 5 is right outside of Jaffrey City. And so I'm just going to leave it as that. I'm just going to pull down my evidence. I'm not going to explain it or anything. The reasoning section, though, I will connect my evidence to my claim. So I will say Jaffrey Lake is the biggest contributor. Try that again. Biggest contributor of phosphates and nitrates in Jaffrey Lake because location number 5. Let's do this. Location number 5. We've been calling them sites. So site number 5 has high levels of both phosphates and nitrates. And I might want to explain a little bit more as to why I think in this spot it's Jaffrey City that is contributing to it and not something else. So it's not North Park or the dog park. So remember that the more evidence you have here, and the more you like kind of explain those pieces and how all those pieces help support your claim, is going to make for a better argument. And then lastly down here, if you were given a site, or if you were given the opportunity, what 3 additional sites would you test next? So looking over at your map again, what locations on here would you want to test next that could help you really pin down more help you pin down possibly another location where these pollution or pollutants are entering, or you might be able to like figure out more if one was kind of like on the line, like our car wash. Maybe I would want to do number 2 and see what it looks like, even though it's affected by the city of Jaffrey. Like maybe it might be a little bit different over here. So that's what I would write here. For this document, though, you can work on it as a group, but you all need to have your own individual writing. So I don't want to see, like, if me and Mr. DiLorenzo were working together, I shouldn't have the exact same form filled out as Mr. DiLorenzo does. So you're able to collaborate and discuss, like, oh, what was going on with nitrates and phosphates, and you can type that out here. But it's not okay just to copy someone's answers down and put that in together. So that needs to be submitted. This is due on Tuesday, November 10th. Like I said, it's done individually or with partners. And then you can, I would like you to submit your CAMI or your map with it as well. So you can do an attachment in Google Map or in Google Classroom, go to this assignment, click add an attachment, and then attach your CAMI on there. Or if you just want to, you could write like up here, maybe you could write like map and then put your like URL here, CAMI URL. You could do that too. So those are 2 ways of doing it, but I would like your map to be turned in with this as well. If you have any questions, I will be at home for the rest of this week and about half of next week. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will make sure that I answer them through an email. I won't be in the Google Meet as far as I know. If that changes, I will send out like probably something on Google Classroom or a daily video, just so that you know that I will be hosting those again. But anyway, I will talk to you later. I hope this is starting to make a little bit more sense. If you do have questions that are more immediate, see if Mrs. Smith or Mr. Lorenzo can help you. Otherwise, I can help you through an email as well. But I will talk to you later.